Oh, Jackie,
Hi, how you doing?
Miss Jackie.
Hey,
Hold on one second.
you hear me?
No, Eva.
Do you
Hello.
hear you hear me?
Hey. If she's talking, we can hear her.
She probably has to, she's unmuted.
Oh, we are.
Join
I'm just
audience.
gonna say hello to you
Hi.
guys because it's that one meeting I don't have to be at.
Yeah, that's it.
You guys have
Hi, Miss Eva. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Okay, I wasn't sure if John heard me or not.
Oh, yeah. But yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thanks.
Uh-huh.
on here.
See if Eva can hear you, Jack. If Eva can hear us,
Eva, can you hear us?
Yes.
we can hear her.
Oh, well, we can't hear you. Hold on. We're having a technical difficulty.
How many
Okay.
do you need for a quarter now?
8.
What?
We don't have it.
But would that be our fault that we can't hear them? As a speaker.
But we're not doing any voting or anything today, so
But if someone has a question,
do what?
if they have a question,
If there's a question.
yeah, I can't hear them.
And maybe let me see, you can add in the chat.
Oh.
But we're not muted, right?
Mm-mm.
All right. Please bear with us while we work on the audio issue.
Can you hear us, Eva?
Yes. I can
We
hear
just
you all.
can't hear you.
Try,
Uh,
I'm gonna mute her.
Christopher,
Yeah, hi, John. Can you hear
can
me?
you say something?
She did, wait.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, so yeah, no audio.
Oh,
Click.
Ain't that your picture up there on Osmo?
Yeah.
Try that. Try some.
It's on the phone.
Eva, you want to try that again?
yes, I can hear you.
No.
No? Okay.
One more time?
Yes, I can hear you.
I have no idea.
Can you hear me?
I can hear Miss Eva. This is Jackie. Can y'all hear me?
I see her
And
mouse.
I can hear
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Jackie,
Oh, yeah.
but I
Is
think
that
the
connected
problem
to
is.
this?
they
No,
can't
no,
hear
we're
us.
on the admin thing.
Okay, let me see.
There's sound settings.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
I'm gonna see if Miss Angela is here.
So John, can y'all hear me? This is Jackie.
Hey,
Oh, so they
Missy.
can hear you?
there we go.
There we go.
All
Oh, you
right.
got it?
Thank you, Lasasha.
You're about to.
Thank you. Oh,
There we go. Okay.
I started to correct him and say, let's see.
Sorry, guys.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Sorry for the technical delay. Do we have any public comments?
One.
All right, we have one public comment that was submitted. Hello, we live in Wood Creek Farms and I'm writing as Richland County taxpayer. We moved to the area 1.5 years ago, and since then, we've seen an insane increase in traffic. The Publix is going to just increase the amount of traffic in our area. We need to do something about our infrastructure because the roads can't sustain the amount of people traveling each day. I commute to Blythewood, and this week alone, I've seen almost 3 accidents because the roads just aren't safe for the number of people traveling them each day. Do you know when the county plans to do something about this? Director Maloney, do you know, is there something in the works for
We,
where that new Publix is?
well, Spears Creek Church Road will,
Can you hear now?
yes, thank you, sir.
I just happened to tune in. I knew what was going on, so let me run upstairs quick.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was gonna look up Wood Creek Farms, but if they're in that area of Earth Road and Spears Creek Church Road, Spears Creek Church Road, we're going to kind of just present on this as the projects, but that moved into right-of-way acquisition. So we're getting started on that phase of the project. And Spears Creek Church Road will be widened to 5 lanes from Earth Road to I-20 and 3 lanes from Earth Road to Two Notch Road. And so that helps with vehicle transportation in that area. Earth Road itself is a city maintained road that is not in the program currently.
Okay. Thank you. Next, we'll jump to the Office of Small Business Opportunity, OSBO, with Miss LaSasha. Freeland.
Thank you. I will start with our numbers for our small local business enterprise certification program. Per your report that was produced prior to today, there was 7 architectural and engineering firms, 63 construction, 85 non-professional services, 74 professional services, and 6 wholesale, which gave us a total of 235 certified SLBE firms. Since that report was ran, we have added an additional 3 to the non-professional services category, which gives us a total of 238 certified SLBE firms. And as of today, we do have 10 pending new applications and 7 renewing SLBEs. Regarding events, the Oswald Department is still finalizing our calendar for 2025, and business owners may look forward to a prosperous year ahead, filled with educational workshops and events hosted by your Oswald team. And lastly, I will close with the reminder of our SLBE program. We are actively setting appointments with small business owners that may qualify. If you are a small business and you are tuning into TPAC, or if you know a small business owner that may benefit from our SLBE program, please have them reach out to our office. Our number is 803-576-1540, or we will respond to you via email. And our email contact is osbo@richlandcountysc.gov. Are there any questions?
Let's go. All right. Thank you, Ms. Freeland. Yeah, I didn't mention your name. on
You
that.
did.
All right, next we'll jump down to the comment. And I saw Ms. Jackie Bowers.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I will start my report on item A, which is the ridership comparison report. So for the month of November, we transported a total of 134,162 passengers. And November of last year, it was 133,717. And that was an increase of 0.33%. That was compared to November of last year. So month to month, November again was 134,162. And October, the previous month, was 158,783. And that was a decrease of 15.50% compared to October. The next page would be the total ridership for each month for the year of 2023. And also it shows the monthly ridership for 2024 up through November. The next page is the USC ridership number. So it was 31,827 total passenger boardings for November 2024, a decrease of 17,537 passengers compared to October of this year. The USC game day ridership was 8,865 for the month of September of this year. The next 2 pages are our financials and the DBE participation. Ms. Andrews is on this call as well from our finance department. If there are any questions about that, other than that, my report is ended unless you all have any questions for me.
The decrease in ridership, that's because of the Thanksgiving holiday?
Yes, they were closed a couple of days, and then about 3 or 4 days they were on reduced service.
Gotcha.
Yes, that's what it was.
Any questions for the comments? Thank you, Miss Jackie.
All
I'm
right.
gonna reach out to you after this because I have an idea to discuss with you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Next, we'll jump to transportation program with Director Michael Maloney. The floor is yours, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, after comment, you know what comes next. Cupid.
Wow, okay.
Okay. Speaking of the love out there, we've got a couple public meetings scheduled for this week. One is Wednesday, December 18th at 10:30 a.m. The Alpine Road ribbon cutting ceremony at Sunrise Baptist Church at the corner of Percival and Alpine Road. And then on Thursday, December 19th at 10:30, we have the Atlas Road groundbreaking ceremony somewhere on Atlas Road. I think it's like, you look at the flyer on that one, like 1430 Alpine Road. It's kind of a property that's for lease across from the communication station and cell tower. But we have flyers out on that, and is that on the website as well?
Yes.
Okay, so you can find that address that eludes me. But those are usually like 1 hour or less, those ceremonies take place. So when we're there at 10:30, if you want to show up at noon, we won't be there.
Correct.
Okay, says the director of communications. I have an update. So we have our update on our expenses for the year. And we're gonna be totalizing this very soon as far as, you know, what do we spend in the course of the FY and all that. We haven't done that yet, but we want to see how did we do compared to the year before, and kind of look at, you know, what's the pennies aggregate in getting things done. But we have a good feel for that, an increase that has happened because of what's in construction. But in a report I'll be given tomorrow night to ad hoc, I thought I'd kind of give you that as well. It's kind of like the updates that we do that have projects in design, projects in bidding, projects in construction. And so I wanted to kind of cover this just to take some highlights. Projects in design is usually a pretty steady list of projects, except that it's we've lost some that have moved into construction. And we added one. So where we added a project in design would be the Shop Road Extension Phase 2 to begin the preliminary design process. That starts at the Pine View Industrial Park and heads in the southerly direction towards Montgomery Road. So we coordinated with planning and economic development departments of Richland County. We'll be talking to SCDOT and then starting a stakeholders meeting with the neighborhood. Projects in right-of-way acquisition. We have Pineview Road widening. All the property owners on that road have been contacted, and right-of-way appraisals and have been completed, and negotiations are underway. Broad River Road widening. All the property owners again have been contacted. Over 70 property owners or 70 properties have accepted offers with 56 paid. The difference between accepted and paid is they're just finalizing the paperwork and getting it to us. Once we get a full turn-in document from the negotiators, we put it into our AP. And then we have that City of Columbia Water has approved the easement documents needed for water main relocation on Broad River Road widening. And there's over, you know, about 50 easements needed for the water main location. And our negotiators have those for completing their acquisition of easements. The property owners that have already been involved in right-of-way acquisition were made aware of the easement needs as well. Smith Rocky Branch Greenway, that's all property owners have been notified, and appraisals for the easements have been completed. And the railroads, Norfolk Southern and CSX have approved documents from Norfolk Southern. We have approved documents for them that's gone through their comment process. And CSX is starting their review. The word on the street is that if Norfolk Southern approved them, CSX won't have new and enlightening comments. Lower Richland Boulevard widening has received its authorization to proceed into land acquisition. The project is in that phase now. And then Broad River Corridor Neighborhood Improvement Plan received its authorization to be in right-of-way acquisition. And as I was mentioning earlier, Spears Creek Church Road has received its authorization for right-of-way acquisition. So we'll be keeping busy with new right-of-way coming in, and we've implemented a system to track that. We do have a project in bidding. Pineview Road, I mentioned that it's in land acquisition, and Broad River Road's in land acquisition, but we have a project out for bid for those two roads as one traffic signals. So Pineview Road at American Italian Way will receive traffic signals early in the project. Those will be permanent with the 3-lane road widening plan there. And then Broad River Road at Farming Creek Road will receive traffic signals. Parts of that will be permanent, parts will be temporary. Broad River Road will have a redecking of the bridge to the northwest of the Walmart and Richland Library area, where there's a railroad over the, a bridge over the railroad area. And they're going to be doing some maintenance on that. So by getting this signal in a little early, it'll help them, the DOT, with detours. Projects in construction, Dirt Road Package O, we reported on that being in construction. Howard Kugler Road, District 1 is paved. Jackson Street and Nathan Ridge Lane are paved, and Sarah Matthews is about to be paved. Atlas Road widening, phase 1A utility relocation. That's where the groundbreaking will be. Construction clearing begins on December 18th. So it might look a little bit like Blythewood Road when we did that groundbreaking, and there was tree removal and stuff going on in the background. But chances are with the length of Atlas Road widening, we may not see them during that ceremony. Percival Road sidewalk construction begins in January, adding the sidewalk to one side of Percival Road. Blythewood Road widening has been under construction. South side shared use path is installed. Drainage systems are being completed on the north side, as well as the water main relocation. And then they'll be doing night work on that to complete the asphalt paving, which will require a fair amount of fill to bring the road up to grade. And that's planned for completion in between July and September of 2025, this coming year. Sunset Drive sidewalk is in construction. We understand that's requiring detours because of the road closure. They're working on a really deep storm sewer and some reinforced concrete retaining walls that'll be permanent with the project. That's planned for completion spring to summer 2025. The contractor is intending to beat that time frame, but has a change order to complete it in June of 2025. So those are the projects in construction, and then 2 projects recently completed, and we've had the intersections of Screaming Eagle Percival, Garner's Ferry Harmon, and Bull and Elmwood. We have just added Alpine Road sidewalk and resurfacing, which is the ribbon cutting ceremony we just recently discussed. We have a project out for bid that'll be opening here in I believe it's later in the month, and it's a resurfacing package U. It's mostly in District 8 and 9 of Richland County. The roads were in these districts were in below a grade of 20 in many cases. which may requires additional work and full depth work. Where we have PCI ratings of the roads between 100 and 0, 100 being brand new and perfect, and 0 being almost gravel. So getting down into the 20s on some of those roads that we're doing are roads that are in pretty poor condition. Looks like we'll have funds in the current penny to do one more yet after that. And then, do you have a question? Oh, okay. You can talk, ask me anytime. And then we've got the, kind of on the list, I kept it on there. Council had asked for it in the past for the ad hoc meeting, and I've got a list of the 2012 projects not completed and why. If they were due to funding, of course, they were part of that needs assessment to go forward and be per the rules, the first things that get launched in Penny 2. And we're starting to communicate internally on the plan for that, the launch of the 2012 projects. And then if you have a bond, how we would start the scoring of all the other projects in the future plan that came out of the needs assessment.
Any questions for Director Maloney? No questions? Miss Eva? Nothing?
Yes, I do have a question. I was just trying to unmute. So Director Maloney, hi, great report. The last part of what you said, you presented ad hoc internal information about what's moving from what currently you haven't completed and you're moving it over into the new penny. Is that a report that could be shared with us, TPAC?
Yes, and it does match what has been presented to TPAC as the 2012 projects. That I think it came out of TPAC that you would want those launched first, and then it was fortified by the council. But yes, I can get you that list so everyone can see that, since they would be the first things launched.
Okay, and I understood that to be, since maybe something had moved or was
No.
added.
No, it'd still be that same list of projects. Yep, that included some major sidewalks projects and a couple of widening projects, being Pine View Road from Bluff to Shop, which kind of runs, well, it runs almost perfectly parallel with Atlas Road, but further east. And then Broad River Road from Dutch Fork Road to the I-26 interchange at Peak. Those were the two widenings that have been cut due to budget. And then six greenways, which was Crane Creek, Hills Creek, and Smith Rocky Branch. In each one of those, there's 2 projects of greenways in those districts. So 6 total greenways.
Okay, so if there's no change on that report, we would need it. I can reference back to that, but if it is any changes to it, I'd like to get an update.
Okay.
Updated report. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other questions for Director Maloney?
Can you all hear me okay?
Yes.
Hey, good to see you all good people. How you doing?
How you doing?
Good.
Sorry, I was on the phone. I just came in actually from a bike ride, but I'm here now and can talk. Director Maloney, good to see you, man. I would love if you can share any more detail. It's exciting to hear there's projects coming that are going to be part of the new penny, and some of that exciting Greenway stuff is hopefully going to move forward. Can you talk more about maybe the timetable for that kind of work? I mean, does the current project you guys are undertaking with, I'm going to say Penny 1, what's happening right now, do you have a timetable for maybe when those kind of Penny 2 projects, and I guess that includes the stuff you said is going to kind of roll over. When will that kind of begin? Is it 2025? Is it 2026? I mean, how much of a lead time do y'all see this becoming? I just know there's a lot of interest with especially these greenways. We definitely want to see them.
Yeah, I don't have an answer. I think it's something that will end up going through council approval as far as when we could launch it. I understand that it can launch earlier depending on the consideration of the bonds for Penny 2.
Okay.
Can launch before the actual revenue collection starts, but that ability to do that would depend on Richland County Council. The current projects that we're completing, they don't have to stop and the revenue doesn't change being Penny 1. It just continues till they're completed. So we have projects, that will be completed like Spears Creek Church Road, go till 2028, or this project that we're just launching, Shop Road Extension Phase 2 into design, that could even go till 2029. So there's not a deadline on the expense side of it, but just our commitment to get them done, in a reasonable time frame, that we're working through the issues and getting them built. The revenue collection period is projected to end for Penny 1 and switch to Penny 2 in December of 2026.
Okay.
So guaranteed start of Penny 2 then, but if any time sooner than that, that would be up to council.
And maybe y'all can't speak to this. I'm just interested. Is that one of the priorities for council going into 2025, that bond hearing? Is that really just up to them? Is there a plan for staff to kind of?
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Is
So that's
that
to be
the new
determined.
bonds wouldn't start until the new penny starts, correct? Or would they get the bonds ahead of time?
It's possible, but yeah, I don't have an answer for that yet.
Gotcha.
Okay. We'll keep watch on it. I appreciate all y'all are doing. Yeah, thank you. And we missed you, Mike. We had a great bike ride, a community bike ride on River Drive.
It was so cold on Saturday, I pulled the plug, but I understand Sunday was a better day.
Yeah, it was about 67. We had about 50 people show up, which is really, really exciting. First buffered bike lane in the region. We definitely are excited about that and look forward to work with you all to hopefully get more. But yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Excited to see what's coming. One more thing, and I'm sure you're already aware of this. We had a wonderful meeting this last Tuesday about the Assembly Street Rail Project. I'm sure you all are familiar with what they're doing on Assembly Street, the rail separation. A lot of interesting points being made. I know the county's involved in that. That's not like a penny project. Is that a separate thing? Do you all kind of know what I'm talking about here?
That's something that's being partially funded
Okay.
by the penny program.
Yeah, so you're looking at a city managed project where some part of a grant contribution, local match may come from the penny there.
And would that be, I guess, hypothetically Penny 2? More than
Yes.
likely. Okay, cool. Great. Just curious. Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Any other questions for Director Maloney? All right. Thank you, Director. I do want to, on other business, one thing that's not on the agenda is I do want to acknowledge Matt Morrison, who has unfortunately had to resign as a representative for Forest Acres because he no longer resides within Forest Acres. So hate to see him leave us, but for anyone that may be watching that resides in Forest Acres, you now have an opening if you're interested in applying. And we'll get with the clerk's office to or whoever we do about getting that advertised with them. The state of the penny update, we did receive a draft of the proposal. The officers at TPAC have reviewed it, and we have a response that will probably be sent back to the county by tomorrow morning. And once that goes out, it'll also be shared with the committee as well. The 2025 meeting schedule, I meant to have done and distributed, but that'll go out in January as well. And the next scheduled meeting will be January 20th, 2025. Does anybody have anything to bring up before we adjourn?
What was this?
Hey, just real quick, is there, and John, maybe you or Director Maloney can speak to this, going into next year with the rise of hopefully progress on the new penny and work continuing being done, is there any kind of plan to maybe bring in, I know that's something you mentioned to me, Director Maloney, any kind of advisory committees? I'm just mindful of the kind of the bike ped aspect of the great projects that are coming. Is that kind of to be determined? Is that maybe a goal for 2025? I mean, any of that being considered right now?
So from a staff level, and maybe your question might relate to officials like in TPAC and that. I can say from a staff level, we're looking at our contracts coming up in May for staff augmentation. I do thank you for bringing that up. We have had in the past just right-of-way acquisition, help with right-of-way management, utility coordination and utility design as our staff augmentation, contracts with consultants. Given the nature of greenways, we saw some good output for Saluda River Phase 2, and we'd like to ensure that we have good experts in bike facilities to include greenways, shared use paths, and things like that. That would be considered improved bike and pedestrian facilities. So if we have experts out in that, that's what we would look to bring in into our new contracts in May. But that's maybe part of the answer. So I don't know if there's any thoughts on membership or anything with TPAC that would be outside my realm.
Let's do it, John. Come on, man.
I mean, I guess we'll take it under advisement and we'll see, we'll see what we can do.
Sure, that's great to hear. We have a lot of people, especially with the bike community, and we're kind of branching into kind of a walk bike, group, with a lot of people interested in this. We're happy to serve, whatever we do. We're always reminded, and I know y'all know this, that Richland County, really the city of Columbia, but they identify it as the metro area, is the 12th most dangerous place for pedestrians and cyclists in the country. And so it's great to see that we're doing all this wonderful work to improve it. I mean, I'm really, really moved by the wonderful things y'all have done, but I want to constantly make sure that's in our mind, and whatever we can do as folks who exist in it, but also I think have some expertise and use these facilities, we definitely want to be part of that moving forward. So thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, if there's nothing else, 1, 2, 3, 4:33, we are adjourned.
Thank you all.
Thank you all.
Happy